Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and today Cyclonus Prime on YouTube, Cyclonus Prime Toy Hunter, decided to send me a couple of images of Robots in Disguise toys. So credit to him for the find. He sent me 3 images, and I was like, oh, I can't believe these are real, so I went on to TFW2005.com, not that I don't believe him, but I was thinking, okay, maybe these photos are Photoshopped, because one of the figures was actually just a repaint of another figure, which I was actually hoping they do, but I was thinking maybe they just Photoshopped that. Nope, these are real, and not only that, we get more than just the 3 figures. I will talk about the 1-step, the Activator, the 3-step, and whatnot. I will definitely talk about the Legion class Transformers and the Warrior class Transformers. This is my second time recording this because the first time it took me 20 minutes to actually talk about the whole thing. So I'm going to quickly go through some of these things, and if I want to go more in depth with the Transformers toys, I will later on. I will also say that this kind of reminds me of Transformers Animated. Robots in Disguise kind of did their own thing. I mean, we had Generations, so those had like a classic character scheme to it. And it's good because Robots in Disguise can do something different at the same time that these Generations figures are being released. Not a lot of people seem to like that. And it seems like Robots in Disguise is doing kind of like a Transformers Animated thing, to where they do go their own way, but with classic characters and with classic designs. Like, Megatron had a classic look to him, but he did transform into a helicopter. And we got a lot of actual, like, classic characters in Transformers Animated, which I thought was kind of cool, and it seems like they're trying to do the same thing for this. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the figures. The first one is 1-Step Blurr, which I find it funny. A Rescue Bots character is actually going to be incorporated into Robots in Disguise, which is pretty cool. We've actually seen the other way around. Robots in Disguise characters have actually been seen on Rescue Bots, and Rescue Bots has been on for so long that characters from the Transformers Prime era was actually in the Rescue Bots series. So, it's kind of cool to see that go the other way around. I don't feel like I have to see Rescue Bots now, because this character seems to be like he's going to be in the show coming soon, but it's still cool nonetheless. The 1-Step Changer is alright. I think he might be a remold of the Sideswipe and Bumblebee that came out previously. I could have that wrong. But it's alright. The only thing I don't like is the front of the car. I think that could have been done better. But other than that, it's fine. The 3-Step Soundwave, gonna quickly go through this. I like the shape and overall design. The only thing I don't like is the wheels, because they get in the way of the arms, because there's like now a huge chunk taken out of the arms. But overall, I don't hate this. I think it's fine. It's simple for kids, but I do like his aesthetic. And then we also have the Activator Soundwave, which actually has the laser beak. I'm guessing it's laser beak. It could be buzzsaw. But it looks pretty cool, and for all the Activators, like, some of them don't really have the best alt modes. At least this kind of looks like a stealth bomber. The only one that actually had a pretty good alt mode to me was the Tractor one, and then that just had a weird robot mode. This one isn't great, but at least it's decent. And then the Soundwave actually looks pretty cool. Like, he has a decent alt mode. The weapon mode, when you actually plug the Activator on, is fine too. Like, I dig that. And then his robot mode just looks simple, but it doesn't ruin anything. I think this figure is fine. But then we go on to the Legion/Legends figures, and we got Blurr. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Blurr has not really been seen in a Legends or Legion class figure lineup. I could have that wrong. I'm pretty sure that I have that wrong. But as far as I know, I can't really recall a time when Blurr was a Legion/Legends class figure, but whatever. Anyways, this guy looks pretty cool. I'm really excited for him, and I like the design. I like what they're going for, so that's pretty cool. And then moving on from that, we also have Starscream. Now, he's going to be a wave mate of Springload, which apparently did not show up official images of, but that's fine. Starscream actually does look pretty good. He seems to be a remold of the Windblade. I'm not complaining about that. At least he looks better than the Windblade, because that just looks weird. Surprisingly enough, I still want that Windblade because it looks weird. But this guy looks alright. And then the Cyclonus I'm really excited for, because Cyclonus is actually canon to Prime, Robots in Disguise, and Rescue Bots now. That is very cool, and he looks decent. You know, he doesn't look fantastic, but that's probably because it's the same Legion class mold as the Windblade, so it's got the same problems. Hopefully he gets his own mold when they, or if they, make a Warrior class version of it, and it seems like it's just the Windblade upside down. I'm not complaining about that. I think that's a cool idea. Or the Starscream just upside down, because the arms are actually on the top of the alt mode, and then his legs seem to just flip up on top of the robot body. So that's pretty cool. I'm really excited for this, and I'd recommend checking out his bio because it's actually a little dark. I'm actually kind of surprised how dark it is. It's a little cheesy, but I kind of dig it. And then we finally get to the Warrior class figures. First up is Twinferno, which I believe is going to be a Wave 2 figure because Wave 1 for Generations is going to have a Twinferno already, so you might as well just put this in Wave 2. And this guy actually looks pretty cool. Now, he's got an alt mode, which is a stealth bomber with 2 dragon heads. That's pretty weird, right? I don't know why I like it. It's crazy, it's weird, it's stupid, but it's charming, and I love it. It's got this weird red color scheme, but I actually kind of dig it. It makes him a little different than the Generations Twinferno that's coming out, so I do understand why they've decided to do that. And then his robot mode actually resembles Twinferno, or Double Cross, pretty well. I mean, he's got a lot more red and gold, but it actually does a pretty good job. So, I'm actually excited for this, especially, and this is pretty weird, this is probably the #1 figure where I'm actually excited for the weapons. I want to see those repainted into the Dark Starsaber, personally, but as far as I'm concerned, that looks very good. I'm very excited for that. And then we also have the Blurr, which seems to be a new mold. I might be wrong about that, but it looks like it's going to be a new mold. And he looks fantastic. I love him. He looks like he can actually fit a Titan Master figure inside the cockpit, but I'm not going to guarantee that. His gun is like the Energizer weapon that Robots in Disguise figures have. So it definitely is the canon character from Rescue Bots going on to Robots in Disguise. But he just looks very good. I like his design. He is definitely different from the Generation 1 Blurr, but it's funny that we actually got the Titans Returns Blurr, which is meant to resemble the Generation 1 version, and I like this one a little bit more color scheme wise. I don't like the full teal of the figure from Generation 1, that just didn't look good to me. This one actually looks good because it actually has multiple blues that break it up. It reminds me of the Generation 1 Blurr. It may not be exactly like Generation 1 Blurr, especially with the head, but I really do like what they're going for. I really enjoy that. And then Bludgeon doesn't have the blue anymore. He has the orange, which is pretty cool. In New Year Comic Con, there was a version of There was a version of Bludgeon with blue. There was also a Origin-style Drift and a Jet Transformer that don't seem to be in these images, so I don't know if that's going to be in Wave 1 and Wave 2, or if those figures are going to be Wave 3, or even released. Because Bludgeon was definitely like a prototype with that blue color. Or maybe they were trying to hide the fact that it is Bludgeon. But he looks very good. I love that the guns can actually be plugged into his hands, but can also flip up to the backpack, and I know this because at New York Comic Con he actually held them in his hands. So that's very cool. Not sure what I'm going to do with them. Maybe put them on the back or use them as a handheld weapon. I kind of want to see a brawl out of this, but I definitely want to see a Bonsaitron. It's funny that people were saying, you know what, I kind of hope that Drift would get a repaint / remold into Bludgeon, and then we have this. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have, let's see, my top 3 figures. Now, we get another Starscream. Some people are probably wondering, well, isn't this just the Clash of the Transformers Starscream? Like, there's nothing different about it. I believe this is going to be the retail version. Like with the Megatronus, there was a Clash of the Transformers exclusive, and then there was a retail version of it. Now, what I thought they were going to do to release the mold in a wider release, they were just going to release a Thundercracker and Skywarp so that at least people have that. But now it seems that we are also going to get a Starscream in the retail release, which I'm pretty excited for. I'm curious exactly what the differences are, if this is a different toy or if this is not the Clash of the Transformers one. It seems like it's going to be a different one because the guns don't have the blue peg. Of course, this is the CGI render, so maybe that's, like, sometimes there's differences between the two, but I think this one's going to be like the classic Starscream with the Generations Starscream. Remember when the classic Starscream came out, and then the Generations one came out with a more cartoon color scheme? This one might do the same thing. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I almost fell out of my chair. And then we've got my top 2 most anticipated figures for 2017 for Robots in Disguise. Freaking Skywarp! Oh my god! I am blown away by this. I am really blown away. I didn't think that they were going to do this. Now, some people could argue that obviously this was going to happen. I mean, with Generations, they've been doing like all 3 of the figures, and they love doing repaints too. But here's the thing. The Classics Generations figures are more, I wouldn't say canon to Generation 1, but they kind of redo Generation 1. Like, it's definitely inspired by that. Yes, they are canon to IDW, but the characters, the toys themselves, are meant to represent closer to Generation 1 with a few differences and an updated look. So, with Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, we got the Legends, we got the Leader, and we even have a Deluxe Fall of Cybertron, and even the Armada version had all 3 of them. As well, we had extras, we had Ramjet, we had an Acid Storm, but those were canon characters from different lineups, because that's what Generations is. So, with Robots in Disguise, Skywarp and Thundercracker aren't technically canon. You can argue that they are canon in War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, but I don't really put that canon to Transformers Prime. I know so many people are going to argue with me on that, because comics have done it and whatnot. I just don't see that being canon. You watch the show, you play the game, it doesn't fit together, and I believe in an interview, the people behind War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron said that it was its own thing. So there's that. But Skywarp, I am really interested in. I really want this guy, and I hope to God they make a Thundercracker. I mean, they already got Starscream and Skywarp. They've been doing all 3 of them. They're just one figure away, and I don't have like a set of 3 of the original Seekers in one lineup. I have Thundercrackers, I have Skywarps, and I have Starscreams, but I don't have them all in one lineup. Like, for the Legends class Transformers, I only have 2, I don't have all 3 of them. So, hopefully I get all 3 of these versions, so that at least I'm happy with that. And then, last but not least, my most anticipated figure for 2017 on Robots in Disguise, probably for the entirety of Transformers that we've seen so far, including the Titans Returns, Soundwave. Oh my god! Soundwave was a fantastic character in Transformers Prime, and he actually came onto Robots in Disguise. It seems like he's going to have a different look, continuing on for Robots in Disguise, if he is going to be canon into the show again. Well, not technically canon, because he's already canon, he's already been seen in the show, but if he comes back to the show. But, you know, it's the same thing with Starscream, he had a different look. This guy looks fantastic. I love the wheels. The transparent orange just has this nice look. The color scheme is fantastic. It has a G1 look to it. But the best thing about this is they still retain the head, which is fantastic. That Transformers Prime head is amazing. He's actually got the shoulder gun, which looks cool. And it seems like he's going to continue to have Laserbeak if that Activator gimmick still continue, if that Activator gimmick with Laserbeak is actually canon. But still, pretty cool. I'm blown away. I think the alt mode is great. And I hope, I'm just gonna say this, they remold this to Breakdown. Imagine that. Like the Transformers Prime Breakdown, could you imagine them doing that from this? That'd be pretty cool. I mean, look at the alt mode. It looks like him. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes. What is your opinions? I cannot wait for this lineup. I really can't wait. I'm not so fascinated with the Combiner Force, you know, the 2 figures that actually combine. the Activators, the one-steps and whatnot, but really, whatever. Like, those are the more for kids. I'm into the warrior class figures. You know, I do have some of the minicons, and I do like those, but I'm more into the warrior class lineup, and I love these. These are all fantastic. I can't think of a single thing that I hate for the warrior class figures. Twinferno might be my least favorite, but even then, there's something I like about that. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes, and I'll see you guys next time. Fist bump.